Hello and welcome to Creative Living with Shannon. I'm Shannon and today we are going to make this holiday decor out of an IOD Paint Inlay, some Pentart Fineline Crackle, and a few embellishments. So by the end of this video, you're going to know how to make large cracks out of the fine line, but also how to remove some of those stubborn stains you get on your fine line crackle when you're using antique paste. So let's go create. So here are the basic supplies that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using the part of the paint inlay that says Honey Bear's Tree Farm. I'm going to use my mister, a lint-free rag. I have some antique paste here, but I'm sure I'm going to use some other ones, but I'll let you know in the video. And I have clear varnish here. For some reason I have matte on my table. I'm not going to use matte. I'll show you what I'm going to use. But it will be solvent-based. And then I'm going to use the Dekor Chalky paint to put the paint inlay in on my board. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to prime it. I use the acrylic primer by Pentart. Once that dries, I'm going to use the Pentart Chalky Dekor paint. I'm putting on approximately what's even to consider like 2 coats of paint. So it's on the thicker side for sure. The reason behind that is I want my paint inlay to release the paint off that sheet, and I want it to stick and embed in my paint. So I need to make sure I have it on thick. But be careful, putting it on too thick can result in puddles or streaks in your paint inlay. So you want to make sure that you put it on evenly. When I put my paint inlay into the paint, I'm very careful not to move it too much. I'm going to lay it into the paint and then I'm going to smooth it out with my finger just to make sure it's into the paint. Then I'm going to mist it very lightly. It doesn't require a lot of paint, a lot of water. And I'm going to use my lint-free rag just to kind of push out any wrinkles. So I've seen several creators where they spray the front of the paint inlay. For me, I don't recommend that because when you spray that front of your paint inlay, what's happening is you're activating that paint. And if you accidentally bump it into something or you drop it, or even when you put it in your paint and you move it up a little bit, you risk the chance of smearing that paint. So anytime I only activate the paint inlay sheet is if I spray the back. And I only do that if I'm using it on a big sheet. These little sheets, you really don't need to worry about it because when you spray the back, you're really doing that for more of a wrinkle-free application of your paint inlay. Okay, our paint inlay has dried and now it's time to reactivate. We're going to use a light mist on the back, and you can tell when it's activated because the colors become dark again. So I'm going to blot off just a little bit of the excess water because you don't need the excess water. Then we're going to let it sit for a little bit. And while it's sitting, we're going to look at some different molds just because there's that blank area on the bottom. So I'm looking at all my different IOD molds and I'm trying to think of what is the best mold to put on the bottom. Please don't look at my molds. I know they have lots of excess clay. Anyway, so once the water has sat long enough on the carrier sheet, we can pull it off. Look at how beautiful this is. Now, it's got a little bit of a vintage charm looking at farm, and that's okay. I love the look. These are meant to be a vintage look, and it just came off perfectly. Now, we can use this one again if we want to, but I'm going to stick that to the side. It will be less vibrant if we do use it again. So I made that Christmas tree. I don't like the way it looks. It's too many trees. So I decided to just go with a few pieces of holly. So with the IOD clay, I just casted this holly and berries, and then I did this one. But I really think that I only need one. So I'm gonna go with this one, and then I'll figure out what else I'm gonna do to the bottom because there is some empty space. Before I do that though, I need to look at my fine line crackle. Now, my goal for this is to create those big, large cracks. You can get different cracks. Some people use a hairdryer. I try not to use a hairdryer on any time I use a fine line crackle. I want it to be al naturel. It looks better. I have better results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in component 1, and I'm going to be putting it on pretty thick. Not overkill, but just thick enough where you can see it. So even strokes, you'll know you'll need to put more on your brush when it starts to drag. Once you get a nice even coat, then you're going to kind of just want to stop and let it dry. Let it dry naturally. You can get air bubbles if you use a heat gun. Don't do it. Try to resist. When that's fully dry, grab component 2, and you're going to put on an even coat over the dried component 1, and this is going to be a little bit on the thicker side also. So you'll know you'll need to put more on when your brush drags. Going to lightly smooth out this second coat and then let it dry overnight for 24 hours. Now look at this. Look at the giant cracks. Can you see them? I know with my ring light it's a little bit hard, but you can, if you look very carefully, you can see them. So these are the different color antique paste I grabbed that I was considering using. I think I might go with these two. That's the gold and then the brass. But then again, I do like the Umbra. So I think I'm gonna go with these two. I always try to use 2 or 3 different colors just to give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm gonna start with, this is the antique bronze. And I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to stick it into the cracks. I like to use my finger because I have more control. You can use a brush, but I like to push it down into the cracks. After I put it in the cracks, I'm going to take a lint-free rag and I'm just going to kind of wipe it back. You can see that it's kind of stained, and I'm going to show you in a little bit how to get rid of that stain. Even when I go back with just a rag and brush it, it does come off more, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. I'm going to show you a trick to fix that. But you can see, look at the large cracks on my Fineline Crackle. It is just gorgeous. If I would have put it on thinner, I would have had thinner cracks. So the trick to getting big cracks is to use it a little bit thicker than normal. All right, so you can see it's kind of stained, but we're going to fix that. First, let me show you this little imperfection. See this little thing right here? That's because I didn't get component 2 over component 1. And because it's an antique looking sign, I'm okay with that. Next time, if I wanted it to be perfect, you need to kind of angle yourself down, look at the light and let it bounce off, and you can see exactly where you missed. I did not do that here. So now I take my Umbra and I'm going around the outside, and you can see the color differentiation between the antique bronze and then the Umbra. Now for my next trick. Grab your transparent wax paste, grab your lint-free rag, stick it in, and then just kind of wipe over any part of the antique paste that you want to take off. Don't push too hard though, because you can actually take some out of the cracks. But look at that. See how much it took off? And I'm just going to wipe it back until I get my desired look. Now you can see the antique bronze now looks just as good as the Umbra in the cracks. So now I'm going to paint my little holly. I'm going to use the Old Pine Matte Paint Acrylic and then the Creamy Acrylic in red. Gonna paint that on, and then I'm gonna glue it on, of course, the heavy body gel. Then I'm gonna just use some old pieces of just garland that I always save. So I'm gonna glue some of the vines here. I'm gonna glue 1 pine cone here, 1 pine cone there. Add a little bit of a ribbon right here with some hot glue. Sometimes I use hot glue, sometimes I use heavy body gel, depending on what my need is. I'm gonna cut these berries in half, because they make it a little bit more 3D, and it just really goes better with the look than the flat berries that were on the mold before. I just want to elevate them. Still, I need a little bit more in this bottom right-hand corner, so very lightly I'm taking the turtle green and the green wax paste using the Decoupage Queen Winter Stencil and putting my trees on. While that dries, I'm taking the antique paste in Umbra and going around the outside of my project. Then I'm going to feather it in with my fingertip. This gives it the age look. Now, the trees need a little bit of depth, so I'm taking some antique paste and I'm just painting it just to give it some shadows. So after I get this antique paste on, I'm just going to lightly take my finger and kind of just smush it, kind of blend it a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh. Now, looking at this, I should have thought right off the bat, numbers of 3. So I went back and I added 1 more little tree just to balance it off. And look at that. Just perfect. Just subtle enough, not bright enough, but it's there. So now it's time to seal my project. This is the Glossy Solvent varnish. This one has the slight amber tinge to it. It's solvent-based, so you can put it right on your Fineline Crackle without any problems. Notice the different shades of the antique paste. It just elevates the project just a little bit more. I hope you liked this project. I have several more with the paint inlays. So If you like this type of video, please consider liking and subscribing. Also, leave me a comment of what you think about the large cracks with the fine line crackle compared to the smaller cracks.